Chosen one, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever felt that your presence bothers some people, even when you do nothing? Have you noticed different looks, comments about your appearance, your energy, your strength, as if you carry something that others cannot explain? Perhaps you have even heard that you look younger than you really are, or that you have a different light in your eyes. Well, this is not a coincidence. There is something in you that goes beyond the physical. Something that does not come from creams, genetics, or healthy habits. You carry a glow, a vitality, and a lightness that do not fit the common standards of this world. And this difference, no matter how natural it is to you, ends up awakening reactions around you. Some good, others not so much. And this can confuse, sadden, or even isolate you. But today, you will understand why. In this video, we will talk about the truth behind this youthful appearance, this energy that accompanies you, this presence that marks environments. You will realize that none of this is by chance, and that there is a deep purpose behind the brilliance that God placed in you. We will talk calmly, clearly, and reveal points that you may have never stopped to reflect on. Because when the light is from God, it disturbs the darkness. When the strength comes from above, it attracts attention, both from those who need it and from those who resist. But what you carry is not to be hidden. It is to be embraced. And if you have come this far, it is because you are ready to understand this. Before we proceed, I want to ask you something. If this theme has touched your heart, take a moment and follow the channel now. Here, you will find content that strengthens your faith, helps you recognize your mission, and walk with courage. Click there and come with me to discover what really lies behind this brilliance that you carry. The appearance that defies time. Have you ever heard that you look younger than you really are? That you have a different energy? That you have a shine in your eyes that impresses? Perhaps this has made you think, why is it that, even going through so much, I still have this vibrant, light, and even younger appearance? The truth is that what you carry is uncommon. Many people take care of their bodies, their skin, and do everything to look younger. But what you have does not come only from what you do on the outside. It comes from your essence, from your connection to something greater. It's as if your youth is a reflection of your soul, and not just of your routine. Your body does not absorb the weight that is not yours. Your soul does not remain trapped in grudges, hurt, or envy. You feel, of course. You suffer like everyone else. But something inside you always pulls you back up. And that is what keeps your light shining. That is what makes it so that, even after so many ups and downs, you still maintain a lively gaze, a genuine smile, and an energy that attracts attention, even when you try to hide. This youth that you carry is like a spiritual mark. It's as if time, which does not spare anyone, looks at you and recognizes, this one has a mission. I still can't touch it, because you are not here just to go through life. You have a calling, and this calling protects you even from the marks of time. It is clear that the body feels the years. But what happens to you is different. You do not appear to reflect what you have lived. You do not carry on your face the pain you have faced. And this is not luck. It is grace. It is divine presence over your life. It is the reflection of someone who, even in battles, chose to walk in faith and remain connected to God. And although some people may not know how to explain it, they notice. They feel something different. Some compliment, others are bothered, but all take notice. Because your presence speaks before your mouth opens. Your lightness stirs up environments. And your appearance is just the mirror of what is happening inside your soul. You may not fully understand, but what you carry is the result of a spiritual choice. And the more you surrender to your mission, the more this youth is renewed. Because those who live with an ignited spirit, who trust in purpose, who walk with a pure heart, end up being protected even from the wear of time. So don't be surprised when they say you have a good energy, look younger, or haven't changed at all over time. This is just another confirmation that your life is in God's hands and that your mission remains alive. You are not here by chance. Time does not defeat you so easily because your light is sustained by something that comes from above. And if you carry this lightness, this youth that defies logic, embrace it as part of your purpose. It is not vanity. It is not pride. It is a sign of who you are, someone chosen, set apart, and preserved for something greater. Energy that attracts and confuses. Chosen one. Have you noticed how some people feel different when they are near you? Some come closer with admiration, wanting to be near, wanting to listen, wanting to learn. Others, for no clear reason, move away, change their gaze, or even feel uncomfortable with your presence. And much of the time, you don't even understand why. The truth is that the energy you carry does not go unnoticed. It speaks, even when you are silent. You have a vibration that is not common. It's as if something in you turns on a light in environments, and this light reveals what is hidden in others. For those who live in truth, your presence is like a hug. For those who live behind masks, your presence is a discomfort. It's not because you judge. It's not because you point fingers. It's because your energy shows what is out of place. Your soul carries peace, but this peace can also generate confrontation. Not a direct confrontation, but an internal one. When you arrive, your light activates the awareness of those around you. It reveals wounds, masks, lies, vanities. Everything that many people try to hide, even from themselves. And this naturally causes different reactions. You may have gone through situations where, even being kind, you were treated coldly. Or where, even acting with affection, you received indifference. And you may have been wondering, did I do something wrong? No, you did not. What happened is that your presence touched something sensitive in the other person, something they were not ready to face. And sometimes, the only defense that people find is distancing, criticism, or even envy. But it is also true that your energy attracts many good people. People who feel peace near you, who can be themselves, who do not feel judged. With them there is exchange, there is communion, there is true connection. Because the light you carry is not only to confront, but to heal, to inspire, to lift up those in need. You are like a mirror. And not everyone is prepared to see themselves sincerely. But those who are ready come closer and stay. They recognize something in you that they do not find anywhere else. It's not something you force. It's something that simply exists in you because of your connection to the spiritual, to the divine. It may be that at times you feel uncomfortable for being different. You may think about hiding, about being silent, about trying to fade away so as not to cause discomfort. But that is not why you were called. Your energy has a purpose. Your presence has a mission. It's not about being the center of attention, but about being a channel for the presence of God wherever you are. So, when you notice that your energy is causing intense reactions, remember, this is a sign that you are carrying light, and light inevitably causes movement. Some come closer, others move away. But everyone feels, because what you carry is not common. It is spiritual, it is powerful, and it was given to you with a purpose. Continue being who you are. Do not change to fit in. Do not diminish your light to avoid discomfort. Those who need you will recognize you, and those who are not ready will learn in due time. Be true to your essence, because the world needs exactly this energy that God placed in you. The shine that is not of this world. Perhaps you have heard someone say, there is something in you that shines, a different light. And even if you don't fully understand what that means, deep down you feel that you carry something that is not common. It is a shine that does not come solely from appearance. It is something that comes from within, a presence that is perceived in your gaze, in the way you speak, in the way you walk, and even in the silence you carry. This shine is not of the world. It is not the result of self-esteem, of external beauty, or of technique. It is born from your connection with God, from your surrender to the truth, from your fidelity to purpose. It is the reflection of a soul that has been wounded but chose not to harden, that has gone through trials but decided not to lose faith, that instead of becoming bitter, became light. You are not just body, you are not just matter, and you know that. There are moments when you feel this presence inside you, as if something greater is guiding you, protecting you, pushing you to continue. This is something greater is what feeds the shine that appears on the outside. People notice, even if they do not say anything. Some are enchanted, others are bothered. Some feel peace near you, others feel discomfort, and you do not always understand why. But this shine that you carry is like a sign. It shows that you walk on another frequency, that you are not trapped in the transient things of this world. You vibrate on the spiritual, and this reflects in your face, in your gaze, and even in your presence. It is no wonder that, even after struggles, your demeanor remains serene. Even after pains, you remain standing. Even when everything says that you should be tired and dimmed, you continue with that light that attracts attention. This light is the result of choices you make every day. Choices not to be corrupted, to continue being just, to maintain faith, even when everything seems contrary. You have transcended many layers of common reality. While many live only by what is visible, you have learned to see the invisible. While others cling to what is immediate, you have learned to trust in God's timing. And all of this shapes your soul, cleanses your interior, and that shows even if you do not notice. You were not called to be common. You carry something rare, and this shine is proof of that. It is the signature of heaven in your life. It is as if the very Spirit of God dwells in you and leaves visible marks, not in the sense of perfect appearance, but in the sense of a beauty that comes from truth, from presence, from essence. So when someone tells you that you have a different light, thank silently, not out of pride, but to acknowledge that this is the fruit of your spiritual journey. Continue steadfast in what is true. Keep your heart clean, your soul aligned with purpose, because the world is becoming increasingly dark, and your light, which is not of this world, has an essential role here. The vitality that bothers. Have you noticed how, even after going through difficult situations, you remain standing? And more than that, you continue with energy, with a shine in your eyes, with a desire to live. While many people carry on their faces the weight of routine, frustrations, and traumas, you seem to find a way to renew yourself, to rise stronger than before. And this, for many people, is hard to understand. Your vitality bothers not because you want to stand out, but because it reveals something that many try to hide. That it is possible to go through pain without becoming bitter. That it is possible to fall and not get lost. That it is possible to suffer and still keep your heart clean. Your strength does not come from magical formulas. It comes from a deeper place. It comes from your spirit, which has learned to cling to God in the darkest moments. When everyone expected to see you standing still, you moved forward. When they thought you would lose heart, you rose up. When they said it would be the end, you started over. And all of this was not to prove anything to anyone. It was because within you exists something that refuses to accept the end without a fight. There is a faith that renews, a hope that refuses to die. Your capacity for regeneration, bothers those who believe that pain should destroy you. There are people who do not understand how you can still smile, get up, and give of yourself. But what they don't know is that you have learned to use pain as a bridge, not as a prison. You have learned to transform loss into purpose, a fall into growth, tears into lessons. Your resilience comes from a truth that few know. God is the one who sustains your steps. It is He who lifts you when your strength runs out. It is He who breathes life when everything seems to crumble. And that is why you keep going further, even when no one expected anything more from you. This vitality is not common. It is a sign that you have a mission, and as long as there is purpose, there will be strength. Even if the world does not understand, continue steadfast. Because your strength, your light, and your ability to rise up are living signs of God's presence in you. The light that illuminates and reveals. Have you noticed how your presence changes the environment? Even without saying a word, something in you makes an impact. Some come closer because they feel peace. They feel relief, as if they are in a safe place. Others, however, pull back, avoid eye contact, change their behavior. This happens because the light you carry not only comforts, it reveals. Your light has this power. It does not come to judge, but to show what is hidden, what has been set aside, what many prefer not to see, not even in themselves. And when this light touches these areas, it provokes reactions, not always pleasant ones. Sometimes you're misunderstood, pushed away, or even rejected, and you don't even understand why. But the reason is simple. Your light activates truths that some are not ready to face. You are like a lit lantern in a dark room. You do not need to make noise. You do not need to draw attention. Just the fact of being there reveals what is hidden in the corners. And while some are grateful for being able to see better, others are bothered because they can no longer pretend they did not see. Your gaze communicates more than 1,000 words. Your posture, your peace, your presence carry something that few can understand, but everyone feels. It is spiritual. It is something that cannot be fabricated. It is the fruit of your walk with God, of your sincerity, of your dedication. And this light, no matter how much you try to hide it, ends up shining through. Because it was made for that. You did not come into the world to camouflage yourself. You came to clarify. Your light is not meant to shine alone, but to illuminate paths, open eyes, and bring awareness. That is why you must remain steadfast. Because your light has purpose, and those with an open heart will recognize and draw near. Those who are not yet ready will pull away. And that's okay. Your mission continues. The struggle to hide. Have you ever tried to be normal? Have you ever tried to fit into places where no one understood you? Where your light seemed to be too much? Perhaps at some point you thought it would be easier to hide what you carry, to act like everyone else, to pretend you don't feel what you feel. And for a time, you even managed to do it. But soon you realized that it only exhausted you. The chosen one, who tries to dim their own light, ends up becoming sick inside. Because you were not created to live on autopilot, nor to follow the rhythm of the world. You have been set apart, and when you try to deny that, something inside you begins to scream. It's as if your spirit gets trapped, suffocated. The soul feels it, the body feels it, the mind cannot find peace. You may have even tried to be discreet, not to draw attention, to hide your strength, your intuition, your shine. But you cannot hide what God has ignited. And the more you try to silence yourself, the stronger the calling becomes. Because what is within you is not vanity. It is not pride. It is mission. Of course, being different is exhausting. Sometimes all we want is peace to go unnoticed. But your true peace only comes when you accept yourself as you are. When you stop fighting against your essence and start to embrace your purpose. That's when everything starts to make sense. The struggle to hide is common, but it does not have to last forever. The sooner you understand that your light has a reason, the lighter your journey becomes. So do not try to dim yourself. What God has placed in you is the answer for many people. And when you embrace that, your life aligns with heaven. The call to embrace who you are, chosen one. It is not by chance that you have come this far with this light that shines even on the darkest days. It is not a coincidence that, even while going through pain, rejection, and internal struggles, you continue to have this youthful appearance, this surprising strength, and this energy that impacts those who come near. All of this is part of something greater. This was not given by chance. It was entrusted to you as part of a mission. Many people spend their entire lives wondering, why am I like this? Swing, why do I seem different from others? Zrania, why do I feel out of place? But perhaps now the question is changing within you, because you have already understood that it is no longer about, why am I like this? Zrania, but rather, what am I going to do with this? What are you going to do with this shine, with this sensitivity, with this presence that moves environments? You were not chosen to fit in. You were not created to camouflage yourself. You were set apart to be salt and light in this world. To be a bridge where there is distance, to be a voice where there is silence, to be direction where there is confusion. And this difference that you carry, which has often made you feel strange, is precisely the mark of your calling. Embracing who you are is not an act of pride. It is an act of obedience. Because when you decide to live according to what God has planted inside you, everything begins to align. The right places appear, the right people come closer, the answers arrive. Not because life becomes easy, but because you are walking the right path. Your shine is not about aesthetics. Your youth is not just physical. Your energy is not just enthusiasm. All of this is a reflection of what you carry in your spirit. It is a sign that God has raised you with a purpose. And this purpose begins to be fulfilled when you accept who you are. When you stop running away from yourself and begin to walk firmly in your calling. It's understandable that embracing who you are may be frightening. It may bother those who are still stuck on the surface. But your mission is not to please everyone. Your mission is to obey, to serve, to illuminate. You do not need to explain your light. It speaks for itself. You do not need to prove your worth. It has already been defined by God. All you need now is the courage to position yourself as someone who has been called to something greater. You may have spent a long time trying to fit in, trying not to draw attention, trying to make it in the molds of this world. But the time has come to stop. The time has come to live with truth, to embrace your difference as strength, not as a burden. Because what is in you is not merely a gift. It is a sign from heaven. A call to transform lives, inspire paths, and lead with your heart. And know this, the more you align with your essence, the more peace you feel. The more you embrace your mission, the lighter the burden becomes. Because the weight of being who you are not is exhausting. But the privilege of being who God called you to be, that liberates. So, chosen one, stop asking, why am I like this? And start declaring, this is what I was created for. Your life has a greater meaning, and it is time to live up to that purpose. Without fear, without disguise, with faith and courage. Embrace who you are, because the world needs exactly what you carry. Now that you understand the reason behind your remarkable presence, there is only one choice left: to embrace your light. The world needs what you carry, and this beauty that defies time, this energy that cannot be explained. All of this is part of a greater plan. You are a living proof that there is something beyond the material. So do not hide. Shine. Your light is what illuminates the path for many. If you felt that this video spoke to your soul, leave your comment sharing your experience. Share it with those who need to hear this truth. And if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Until the next video, Chosen One.